So Wolf-PAC is a nonpartisan group, as you all know, that is fighting to get free and fair elections. So from time to time when I tell you about their resolution in different states, now we go to New Mexico. Well, they had sponsors introduce SJR 12, Senate Joint Resolution 12. And these are great sponsors. I'm going to tell you about them in a second. And I don't want you to lose faith in politics. I don't want you to lose faith in politicians, because at the local level, there's some wonderful politicians who I think could be our new founding fathers. They could bring democracy back. And yes, from time to time, there are setbacks in that. And from time to time, as in this case, there was significant lobbying against this resolution from the left and from the right, and extreme parts of both ends of the spectrum don't want any of this to happen, because they think, oh no, money in politics is awesome. And election reform, we don't need any election reform. This thing's working out perfectly. Really? Does anyone else believe that? No actual citizen believes that. So whenever these votes happen, citizens actually show up and are almost unanimously on our side. And they did in this case, and the way that it works is in both the Senate and the House, depending on which state you're in, you have to get out of committee and then you have floor votes. So we're gonna need your help on in some of those cases in a second, but let me tell you what happened in the first step in New Mexico. So Wolf-PAC is opposed by these lobbyists, and they fight tooth and nail against Wolf-PAC's resolution, and it goes to a Senate Rules Committee vote, and the result is unanimous. 10 representatives, senators in this case, vote yes, none vote no. They all vote for free and fair elections. 7 Democrats, 3 Republicans. When we say nonpartisan, we mean it. There's some great Democrats, great Republicans at the state level. Let me show you some of those guys. Our sponsor in this case is Senator Gerald Ortiz y Pino, and I love some of what he said. He said that some of the testimony that he heard that day from real citizens in New Mexico actually brought a tear to his eye. He said it was the best hearing he'd ever seen, and among the people that were there to support this piece of legislation from Wolf-PAC was a mother, a research scientist, a small business owner, an economics major in college, a CFO, a chief financial officer of a private corporation, an artist, a veteran of the US Army. You know what that is, by the way? That's America. America showed up at that Senate committee hearing. The guy in college drove from 5 hours one way to make sure that he was at the hearing and his voice was heard. That's called democracy, okay? Now, I'm gonna get to some video from some of these great senators in a second too. And then I wanna tell you about Senator Mark Moores. He is a Republican from New Mexico, also voted yes on this legislation because Republicans also care about democracy and they also care about free and fair elections. And then Senator Daniel Ivey-Soto, I'm gonna show you a clip from him in a second, made a great speech in regards to this as well. Now, just because you made it out of one committee doesn't mean that you made it. So we've got the Judiciary Committee in New Mexico, then you got a floor vote in the Senate, you've got committee hearings in the House, you've got floor votes in the House. I know that no other news organization talks about these things, but they are the nitty gritty and the heart of our political system. And if you want to get change, this is how you get change. You have to actually show up, you have to fight for it, because those lobbyists are there every single day. So in this case, again, email Allison at wolf-pac.com. If you're a citizen of New Mexico, get in this battle, show up, they need you. That's Allison with 1 L, Allison at wolf-pac.com. This is about half the group that showed up to the committee hearing. The other half had to rush to work because they're real American citizens. And so are these guys, and some of them took off from work, some of them took off from school. But you gotta do whatever you can. And they're right there, you're looking at America. And they fought hard for this, and they have begun to win in New Mexico. I believe we can go all the way in New Mexico and make it state number 6 to ask for free and fair elections and to get an amendment in that regard. So now let me show you some of those senators. Here's Ivey-Soto and why he voted yes for this resolution.
My devotion to policy, my devotion to having been the state election director, my devotion to making sure we get things right is based on on my appreciation of the fact that we live in a society where we're not only permitted, but to some degree we should all be encouraged to challenge our government. We should be encouraged to stand up and say we disagree. And we should never be fearful of doing that.
You know, at the national level, when you hear from Republicans and Democrats that protesting them is a terrible idea and they don't even really believe you if you show up at a town hall event, to see at the state level politicians that actually represent their voters is amazing and wonderful. So now let's go to a Republican who does likewise. Cliff Pirtle, he voted yes as well. Let's watch.
To me, that's how they envisioned our government, bottom up. And unfortunately, we've become top down. And the gentleman in the back, I think his testimony was great, along with the young man in the front here. That's where a lot of the people are feeling disconnected, that the elections are being bought as opposed to free and fair.
Couldn't agree more. And then finally, Senator Jacob Candelaria, and basically saying, if you don't think special interests are a problem, you ain't paying attention. Watch.
Anyone who thinks that big money does not have a corrosive and threatening effect on our government is either not paying attention or is willfully ignorant. You know, throughout my first term, I sponsored a few pieces of legislation that I felt very strongly about, that were good for this state, for businesses in this state, for our state's economy, and a very powerful special interest group on my side of the aisle tried to find a primary opponent against me and tried to fund them and tried to take me out of my seat. And that's just reality, because they disagreed with the stance I took, and I don't know if that's a good representation of what democracy should look like. That if you have a big enough checkbook, you can bully and threaten elected representatives into voting a certain way.
I love it. Real representatives of the people, and it doesn't matter what party they're from. Linda Lopez was another great senator who spoke out and who voted for free and fair elections. So, but don't be under the delusion that this is easy just because this vote was unanimous. There's still a long way to go in New Mexico, and the lobbyists will now redouble their efforts. So I need you to redouble your efforts. So if you're in New Mexico, Allison at wolf-pac.com. Get in the fight right now. This is going to get decided in the next 2 weeks. I'm telling you this now because we don't have a long timeline here. We got to get all those votes done in 2 weeks. Now, if anybody can do that, it's Wolf-PAC. And they did it before. They've done it in 5 other states before. You join them, they show you how to get in the fight and how you can make the difference. Let's go do it together. Do it right now. Let's put some watchers on the wall. Investigative journalists to run down the Trump administration and the establishment. You can make that happen. TYTnetwork.com/go.